Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining me on the Give and Go podcast. Soccer season is 2.5 weeks away, 2 weeks away, opening day. And today I have special guest from Trinity Hall, senior Reilly Sullivan. Reilly, thank you for taking time out today to talk to me about soccer.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So let's just talk, tryouts, practices have started. How's the team looking going into the season?
We're looking good. We have a lot of talented freshmen coming in, so I'm really excited to see what they can do.
And last year you had a good freshman class as well.
Yeah, we've been really fortunate the last few years. Just a lot of talent's been coming in.
Yeah, that's big, and that just shows the kind of program Trinity Hall's building over there. That you're getting the talented freshmen that come there instead of I mean, RBC is usually the big private school that gets all the talented freshmen for soccer, and now some starting to go to Trinity Hall, which is a very good thing. So
Yeah,
let's start from the very beginning. How old were you when you first started playing soccer?
I had to have been like 4 or 5 when I started, just like rec league, but I feel like I've always had my foot on the ball before that.
What town did you start? Like, what town did you grow up in?
I live in Fairhaven, but we don't have like a Fairhaven town team, so I played on Peninsula.
Peninsula? Okay. Yeah, they've been around. Did you do any other sports?
Yeah, I played basketball pretty competitively until my freshman year, and then I tried lacrosse, I think swimming for a little while, but soccer is really the only one's like really stuck with me.
Trinity Hall has a very good lacrosse team, right? Don't they every year?
Yeah, a lot of my friends play, and they're really a good team.
Yeah, I don't follow lacrosse. I just know Trinity Hall and Rumson are the two lacrosse teams.
Yeah, they're big rivals now after the short conferences the last few years.
Yes, yes. Um, so what attracted you where soccer was your became your, passion?
I don't know. I always loved basketball and soccer, but then it was just such a big commitment to have the two of them in high school, and I just loved soccer more. So I just took that one and ran with it.
Yes, the days of multi-sport athletes are dwindling because each sport requires your constant,
Mhm.
focus with training. Did you do AAU basketball?
I
Or
didn't. I played
okay,
on like my town team, which we were
okay,
actually pretty good, and then my middle school team, and then freshman year I played.
okay. Um, do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have a younger brother.
And a brother? Does he play sports?
Yeah, he's a really good lacrosse player.
Lacrosse? Okay. Where does
Yeah,
he
so
go?
he'll be at RFH next year.
RFH? Okay.
Yeah,
How's the boys lacrosse at RFH?
they're very good. From
Yeah,
what I've heard, he's really excited to start.
that's
Mhm.
yeah. Rumson. I mean, all their sports programs are pretty good over in Rumson.
Yeah.
Are you too competitive?
Oh, very. Yeah, I had him. He was always my goalie growing up. He'd always let me shoot on him, but after a while, it just got too competitive, so we had to stop.
That's good. What have your parents or your family meant to you in your development?
Well, they were my first coaches. My parents, like they always were at rec and they helped coach a lot. So they really just like they've always been really hard on me, of course, but they really the reason why I love the sport because they never once like forced me to play. And it was always my decision if I wanted to play.
Did they have any soccer background?
I think my mom played until high school. I think she
Okay.
played till like her sophomore year or something. And I don't think my dad ever played soccer, but I think he watched enough of it on TV to be able to give me at least a little bit of good advice.
That's how my dad, he never played, but he became a very good coach just from watching and
Yeah.
coaching my sister. So, I mean, I never played, and I was a pretty good coach when I coached too. So, but I mean, I was at the fields every single day.
Yeah.
So you started when you were 4 or 5. Do you know who was your first club team? When where you started traveling around.
Oh, my first club team. I played on, I think I went from Peninsula to NJX, which I think it's now Match Fit.
Match it. Okay.
Yeah, but it was NJX when I
I
played.
guess Peninsula also counts as a club team too, because Mosa, right? Did you do
Yeah, I
Mosa?
think it was Mosa, and then I think it
Hmm.
was EDP for maybe a year, but I
Yeah.
think I left there when I was like 10 or 11.
All right, so you left pretty young.
Yeah, my parents, they knew how much I loved it, so they wanted to throw me into more competitive club teams.
And Match Fit, one of the top ones in the state, obviously. So, are
Yeah.
you still with Match Fit?
No, I went from NJX and then I played at Cedar Stars for a while,
Okay.
and now I'm at PSA.
PSA. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a coach that made a really big impact besides your parents.
Ooh, we had his name's Coach G. He's at Cedar Stars. He was very competitive. He always kept us in really good shape. He was a great coach.
What um what made you, what did he bring out of you? What did you think?
I think more of my competitive spirit he brought out. I mean, he was always very competitive. Every practice we went to was always you had to be on your A game at all time. And I really think that he was one of the reasons why I wanted to take it to the next level because I like learned how it could be really fun, but also really competitive at the same time.
Excellent. Now, Trinity Hall, you play up top, Trinity Hall.
Yeah, I play a little bit of center mid now just because we have a few gaps on the field, but anywhere offensively I'll go in and out of.
Is it same for your club team? Do you play offensively?
I've always played for club like on the wing. I usually play like left wing a lot, but then my freshman year when I got to Trinity, they had a gap in the center forward position. And so I was thrown right in there as a freshman and I've just kind of like gone with it. So it's been an interesting few years playing there, but I like it. It's fun.
Now we're going to switch over to high school. What goals did you set for yourself when you're going in as a freshman that you wanted to achieve throughout your high school career?
I've just always wanted to like continue to grow as a player. I've always been like super competitive within myself and I've always wanted to just continue to get better. But then more towards like my junior year, now my senior year, like I just want to leave the program in a better place than I found it. And like Trinity's only been around for like 10 years.
Yeah,
So that's only a few years of a soccer program. So I've seen the growth from when I was a freshman to now. And like I just want to make sure like I leave it in the hands of the underclassmen and make sure they know like what it means to be a Trinity Hall player.
excellent. Kind of answered a question I was going to ask later on, but good.
Uh,
Um, Now your freshman year, COVID year, did you think the season was going to happen?
I had no clue. I was really hoping. I thought they would try something, but I didn't. No one really knew what it would look like.
Now, going into school as a freshman could be a little overwhelming, a little nervous. Was there any upperclassmen you were able to rely on or go
Yeah.
to?
Well, we had. I think I was when I was a freshman. Cameron Keene was a junior, and I always
Yeah,
looked up to her a lot. She was the center mid, and I was the center forward. So like we spent a lot of time together, and like she really helped me out a lot.
great kid. I interviewed her, and she never got the recognition in the Shore Conference that she deserved, because the way she could dominate the midfield.
Yeah, she's a very talented player, and I think she's doing great at college right now.
Yeah, yeah, and great family too. So,
Mhm.
that's good. I could see that, and she played basketball too at
Yeah,
Trinity
I
Hall.
played freshman year with her, and it was a lot of fun.
So it was, disappointing, her getting hurt and missing good part of her senior year.
Yeah,
Hang on, I'll pull up stats. Now, freshman year, that was that weird pod and
yeah,
postseason, and then now Trinity Hall, you have jumped divisions. You were always in, it was basically you, St. Rose, and Point Beach were always the big
mhm.
three rivals, and then you moved to A Central, and now you're in B North, correct? I think you're in B North.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. We've been jumping around a lot, so it's been very different every year.
Yeah, that's tough too, because newer school you really don't have that rival that like St. Rose Point Beach. They've been playing together 40
Yeah.
since I was in school a long, long time ago. So sophomore year, you're always playing RBC in the
We
States.
are, yeah. I don't know how it keeps happening, but last year I think we played them twice.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Lost one
Mhm.
nothing early in the
Yeah.
year, and then 3-0 in the
Yeah,
state.
those were both tough games. RBC's a very talented team.
Yeah. So I want to look at your sophomore year. Sophomore, you guys were still in B Central,
Yeah, I
right?
think so.
Now, the last 2 years you made it to the semifinals of non-public A. Is this the year that's
Mhm.
gonna get over that hump and get to that final game?
I think so. I mean, everyone's been working super hard in the preseason, so there's no telling what they can do this year.
Now, last year, junior year. I say this to every, whether it's basketball or soccer, I always see the biggest jump in progress in players your sophomore to junior year. What was something you really wanted to improve on, going from a sophomore to junior when you're taking more of a leadership role kind of on the team?
Yeah, I just always wanted to make more of an impact on the field. And like even my club season of my sophomore year, I knew that like this was the time for me to really grow as a player. So when I showed up my junior year, like I improved tremendously.
Now you also, that was the year your coach changed too, right? Junior year?
For high school,
So yeah, for high school, for
it
Trinity
was my
Hall.
sophomore year. Yeah, I had one
Okay.
coach my freshman year, and then Coach T came during
Oh,
my
so this
sophomore
is
year.
his third year.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. How is that? How how is his style different than your freshman coach?
He's put definitely more of an emphasis on turning this team more from like a team to a family, which is something that we really never had. Like my freshman year was our COVID year, and like we weren't even allowed to high five. So then like he came in and like from the second, like we were on Zoom calls over the summer, like talking about preseason. So like he always wanted to get to know everybody, which was like a very big difference from my freshman year.
Yeah, and that's probably one reason why the programs keeps improving because it all starts with the culture that the coach
Mhm.
sets on the team. So that's good. Just wanna go up this season. So last season, real quick, junior year, team started off a little slow.
Mhm.
You dropped three of the first five and two ties. For six, you won three and two. What changed after that? Because you kind of went on, your team kind of turned around after that and went on a nice, little winning streak. Um, Won seven out of your next eight.
Yeah, we definitely got to a slow start last year, but we had a ton of hard practices after, and like we really got our act together. I think we did a few position swaps, but after a while, it just kind of clicked for us.
What was the message going into the Shore Conference tournament coach gave the team? Because, Wall's a tough team, obviously in
Yeah.
your division last year, so you know them very well as well. What was the
Mhm.
message that he gave the team going into that game?
Yeah, well, we played them twice last year. One was just like a regular game, and then once was a short conference game. So like he knew that we kind of already knew what to look for. But I mean, we just went out trying like we were just gonna go 100%, 100% of the time. And we it was our halftime speech. I remember he was telling us to just get off like right off the bat, like just go. And I think we scored within like 30 seconds of the first half, which is incredible because Wall is such a good team and
Yeah,
they're
no,
very
oh,
physical and competitive. So being able to score like that really, like I think it shook them a little bit,
yeah, and their
which was what
defense
we
is
needed to
always
do.
tough in Wall, always tough.
Mhm.
Next game was St. John Vianney, heartbreak game, double overtime. Just what
Yeah.
was your emotion after that? That's always a tough defeat
Mhm.
when, especially playoff time, overtime.
Yeah, I just remember it was off of a set piece and like the ball just flew in slow motion for me. And then I just saw it got tapped right into the back and it was just we worked so hard all game. And then it was like the littlest thing that just like they got to win. But I think moving forward, we've really worked on set pieces and not only attacking, but how to defend them. So, I mean, we're just going to learn from our mistakes this year. And we have a lot of good things to build off of, but a lot of stuff that like we had a few weaknesses last year and like we're going to hopefully get rid of them this year.
Now, just going to ask you about a couple teammates. First, Olivia, she stepped in for a goalie as a freshman
Yeah.
and had a fantastic season. What does it mean? First of all, if you ask any high school coach, it's when a good goalie graduates, they're nervous about if they got somebody coming in or if they don't have anybody on the JV. It must have felt great, seeing that this freshman was able to step right in. Because when did you start her? I'm drawing a blank. Early in the
Well,
season.
I remember
Um,
Olivia started the season and then
okay.
she got hurt. So then Emily had to step in.
Okay.
And I mean, she was a great player last year, but then even seeing her this preseason, like she just came off of an injury. She hurt her ankle, but I mean, she's been incredible so far. So I'm just like, I'm very happy to be able to like leave them with a great goalie because like having Olivia graduate was very sad for us.
Yeah. because Olivia was always fantastic, and I
Yeah,
think
she's
she
great.
started, I think, as a freshman too. If I remember, I think she might have started as a freshman. But I
Yeah.
just know the St. Rose games I went to, she was always fantastic in those games. And having Emily be able to come in and
Hmm.
freshman, that's big. That's big, and as a coach too, probably makes you feel better. Oh, you got a goalie for the
Hmm.
future too.
Yeah,
Uh,
when I found out she was injured last spring, I was very nervous. I was like, this kid better be back for preseason, but luckily she is. She's healthy now, and I'm just looking forward to see like the growth from now until like when she graduates.
yeah, and it's great. She's already tested last season too, so she'll know what to expect this season already. So that'll be good overall for the full team.
Yeah, she knows how to step up, definitely.
Now, excuse me, senior year, what are some personal goals you have set for this year?
I just want to keep making progress and like get myself ready for college, of course. So I really just want to see what we can do as a team, and I would hope for us to make it further in the short conference and like just keep growing as a program.
Now, you kind of, the question that I was going to ask that you kind of mentioned, what you hope to pass down to the underclassmen. You said you want to leave the program in a better place than when you first
Mhm.
got here, and you're hoping the freshmen, the underclassmen do the same. Anything else you hope to pass down to the underclassmen?
Yeah, just like the sense of community is really important to me. Like I remember when I was a freshman, like yeah, we had a lot of COVID stuff going on, but like I was always so nervous, like going to games, like I was just so afraid of messing up. And like I want to make sure that they remember, like, yeah, this is competitive, but it's supposed to be fun at the same time. And I never want like any of them to feel like crazy nerves for a game because like it's just a sport and like life goes on, so you should just have fun with it.
Yeah, and high school is supposed to be the best time of your life.
Hmm.
All right, you ready for some rapid fire questions?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right, what's your favorite movie?
She's the man.
She's the Man. Is that with
Yeah.
the soccer movie? Is that yeah?
Yeah. It's always been my favorite.
Okay. Yeah, I've watched that movie. Oh, of course, I watched all soccer movies. How about favorite TV show?
I like Grey's Anatomy a lot, or Modern Family, one of the two.
It's amazing how many kids say Grey's Anatomy because that's been around since I was in my 20s. So that's been
Yeah, it's
around.
still going. They're on
Like
season like 18 now or something. I don't think
it,
I can finish all of it though.
it's I kind of gave up around I think nine. I think I gave up after season nine.
Yeah, I had to stop after like season 8, and then I had to pick it back up, and then I watched another like 6, and then I was like, I have to stop again.
Thank God for Netflix.
Yeah.
How about your favorite school subject?
I was always really like I like math and like sciences, but I took AP Lang last year, and now like English is definitely my favorite after it.
That's funny. When I was in high school, it was always math, and then freshman year in college, English and writing. And I hated writing when I was in high school, and I love writing. So
Yeah, I think it just takes the right class and the right teacher to
yeah,
like really
that's
tell
all it
you like
is.
it.
The right teacher
Hmm.
it could
Yeah.
change you. Favorite food.
It changes a lot, but right now, anything like pasta, spaghetti, I really like.
What is your favorite song to get you pumped up before a game?
I'm usually not in charge of music, but we always play Empire State of Mind, like when we walk off the bus, like no matter if it's a home game or an away game. So like that is definitely our biggest like pump up song.
Okay. How about your favorite number?
Um, it was always 14. Like it was always my jersey number, but then when I came to high school, I couldn't choose it anymore, so I took 19, but I'm too superstitious to like bring it back to 14, so I have to keep 19 for now.
14 is my niece's number too.
Really?
And she
Yeah.
is very superstitious.
Hmm.
Last rapid fire. Would when your playing days are over, would coaching or training be something that you would be into or something to stay involved with the sport?
Yeah, I just have really like fond memories of my parents coaching rec, so I would love to do something like that when I'm older.
Okay. Now, you said you're committed. Where are you committed to again?
Muhlenberg College.
What attracted you to that school?
I always loved like the sense of community like a small school brought. Like when I went to Trinity for the first time, like everyone was so nice and like they really made the effort to like get to know you by name. So then I always kind of knew I wanted to go to a smaller college. And then after I met the coach and some of the girls, like I just knew it was the right place for me.
And do you know what you want to study?
I'm thinking something like business related, but I think I want to go in undecided so I can really figure out what I want to do.
Listen, you got time. I know
Mhm.
people that switched majors 6 or 7 times while they were in college. So
Oh my
uh,
gosh.
I just found out a friend of mine's daughter just 3 years in just switched after
Oh
and
my gosh.
yeah. So do you know what you want to do after college, work wise?
I'm not sure. I think I'll figure that out when I get there, but I like to have an open mind, so I don't want to like be stuck on one thing right now.
You might end up taking a class or something completely different and switch
Mhm.
everything because I went to school for communications. I took one political science class and that teacher changed me, and I took all every single political science class, and I started at Brookdale and then I took all political science classes at Rutgers as well. So you never know. You just might get that one teacher that's so passionate and you fall in love with a different subject.
Yeah.
All right, the last question. What advice would you give your younger self?
I think I would just tell myself to like just have more fun with it, and everything goes so quickly once you get to high school to just like take advantage of the time you have with your teammates because like even now like this preseason has gone so quickly, and I know I only have a few more months on this team, so I just want to make sure like we just have fun with it and work hard and just really make sure this is the best last year I could have.
Yeah, senior year. Snap your fingers. It's going to be over. It's
Yeah.
so. All right, Reilly, thank you for taking time out tonight to talk soccer with me, and I wish you and Trinity Hall luck. I have a lot of high hopes for your team this season, as I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
And be Central. That's up for grabs. You
Hmm.
got not be North. Sorry, was it? I think you and RBR switched. Yes, RBR went
Yeah, I
to A.
think we did.
Yeah, A North.
Hmm.
So Manasquan, you guys, Cold Snack, um, Ocean. So it's
Yeah.
going to be very competitive, and I think I could see Trinity Hall on top of. Oh, last question. What's your feeling on this World Cup thing we're going that the short conference is doing? Are you just like everybody else that doesn't really understand it?
Yeah, I'm very confused. I just saw, I don't know what sports network just posted about it. And I saw like all the different pods, and I'm just a little confused by it. My coach has talked about it a little bit. I know who we're with, but I don't exactly know what we're doing with it, if you know what I
So
mean.
I'm pretty sure it was Shore Sports Network
Hmm.
that posted the guy who covers the boys. And from my understanding, it's like a World Cup group. Top two
Hmm.
teams get into the Shore Conference, and that's how they base the seeding, I guess, is my understanding. And they might make exceptions, like say you're in a tough bracket or group and you finish third, but you have a really good regular season. I think that, from my understanding, there's exceptions. I think I don't know.
Oh,
Don't quote me on that, but basically, it's just a different way to set up the short conference tournament. So it's seems a lot of coaches seem for it. Couple are confused still. I'm definitely confused. I don't know, and I've known about it, so and I still don't get it. But it exciting to make a little more creativity during the season. All right, sorry guys, a little computer froze, and I don't know, could have been here too because it's pouring outside right now. So, but yeah, so it's still a little confusing what it really is, but it's interesting. The group, who's in your group? Do you know?
it's RFH Southern Regional, and then Lake, what? I'm not 100%. It starts with an L. Now I'm blanking. I just looked at it like an hour ago.
Is it Lacey?
No, it's definitely not Lacey. I wouldn't remember. I think if it was Lacey.
Hang on, I'll pull it up.
Is it Lakewood? Is that a
Yeah.
right?
So much football stuff on the Shore Sports on my website. You Twitter.
Oh, yes, Lakewood. I have it up. Yeah.
Oh, it is Lakewood.
I was right. I just wasn't 100% sure. So it should be a
Okay.
competitive group, I think. I mean,
Yeah, who?
RFH is always a super good team, so
Yeah, and you're gonna go up against your former teammate.
yeah.
Huh.
It'll be a good matchup, but
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you should do well in that group.
Yeah, I
So
hope we do. It depends on the game, whoever works harder. So we're just gonna keep an open mind and not underestimate anybody.
you've played a long time. You know, teams could 40 shots and not get one in, and the other team gets
Yeah.
one shot and it goes in. That's just the way
Hmm.
soccer is. So
Yeah, and we've always been an underdog in the short conference and states.
yeah.
So, and we've done pretty well for ourselves in the past few years. So there's no telling what we could do.
So I just want, how does it feel being part, your senior this year and you had a big part of the program becoming what it is?
Yeah, it's great to be a part of something so big. And I'm just excited to be able to look back and like see what the school is in 10 years because we really don't know the future of it.
No, no. So, all right, Riley, I will let you go. I appreciate you taking time out today and good luck this season and stay healthy.
Thank you.